So, where are you going to search for your next property? As I see it, there are 4 options. You can, of course, search online with all the array of websites out there. Of course, as we said, the estate agents. You've got what's called private approaches, and you've got a buying agent, which is one of the services that I do. Online, to my way of thinking, 2 main websites to be mindful of. Rightmove is the biggest in terms of market share online at the moment, a force to be reckoned with. The other website, which some people have heard of, haven't, is On The Market, and that launched in January this year. The key with On The Market is it's actually owned by the estate agents themselves as a big group, as a big entity. The advantage of this is that in some instances, properties will be released onto On The Market website earlier than they will any other website. So if you subscribe to On The Market, it's likely that you will hear about properties first and before anyone else, which is the key when you come to buy. You want to be front of the queue. That is very much caveated, and do be mindful that once a property does appear online, you can be 24, 48 hours out of date. When you come to search online, I often suggest use a draw the search function. Don't just do one of the predefined, I want a 5-mile radius. Actually draw the area that you are interested in. And again, keep your search criteria fairly broad. Price-wise, do remember a website is not a human. It won't build in a tolerance level. So if you're looking up to 700,000 and a property comes on at 715, the website will not send you it. So again, just make sure you get that right. I always put in the bare minimum of bedrooms, so you've set the benchmark, but leave it open-ended. Again, you need to calculate and compensate for the human element, because sometimes agents do get it wrong. We are all human and they type in the wrong number of bedrooms. So again, you'll always be made aware, and of course go for what's called immediate alerts rather than daily alerts. It just means you instantly get it as soon as it goes live. Other websites which we'll talk about in a moment is Net House Prices, and this gives sort of land registry what has actually physically sold in that street. And the other one, which you may not have come across, is something called Property B. And Property B is a little app that sits behind certain web browsers. I think it's Mozilla and Internet Explorer it works behind, but basically when you're on Rightmove, it just gives you a bit more added information. Next way of searching is, of course, through estate agents, and it's, as I said, it's all about buttering up the right estate agent. I used to see people zigzag across Princess Square going into absolutely every single estate agent. No point whatsoever. Waste of your time, waste of the estate agent's time, because he instantly thinks that you're not being serious. Go into the key agents that are seeing and selling the type of property you're interested in. Again, personal rapport. Go in person. Stay in touch with them. Do keep your criteria brief. The number of times I had full sides of A4 saying, well, these are our requirements, please can you find us something? Doesn't, go straight in the bin. It should be 4, 5 key criteria at the end of the day. And just with that rapport, make sure you are in the front of the estate agent's mind, so that when they go on a pitch or a market appraisal, they're thinking of you. They've eaten some of your cakes potentially, or you saw them the other day. They're thinking about you. So when they see the dream property for you, they're speaking with Mr. Smith in the kitchen. He's saying, Mr. Smith, I've got the perfect person for you. Alex, I'm going to call him straight after this meeting. Done. He steps out the door. He's straight onto the phone to you. Makes a lot of sense. And why people often say, why is the estate agent sending me so many irrelevant properties? I've got no interest. At the end of the day, it's the human element. Unfortunately, as humans, we're just not logical. And although people think that they want property A, very often they go for property J. And an estate agent is there just to cover all eventualities because of that, but also, of course, it's just to build up your market knowledge and your sort of mental database at the end of the day as well. Private approaches, this does take a bit of time, and this is effectively you personally writing to specific properties saying that you are interested in purchasing. Downside, as I said, it's the time element of you doing that, but also the issue is that vendor, that house owner, may not necessarily want to sell at that point, and if they were unsure, you're probably going to have to pay over the odds to incentivize them to sell. So it's not necessarily all it's cracked up to be. Fourth option is buying agents. Estate agents tend to like them because effectively, as a client, as a buyer, you have been pre-qualified. So I go back, you're seen as more reliable, more secure. You've got a buying agent on board, so if there's any problems, they can sort of iron it out. And it goes back to you being seen as the preferred purchaser in whatever transaction. And very often, the discount that a buying agent is able to obtain on a purchase very often pays for his fee. He has access to, I suppose, off-market properties, and these are properties that are not necessarily listed with estate agents. It's a private database of people that he knows, or indeed it's properties in estate agent bottom drawers that they wouldn't really mention to anyone else. But again, you've got that rapport, they're more likely to do it. And again, it's agent to agent type conversation. An estate agent is more likely to have a conversation with me or a fellow estate agent than unfortunately he would with a general member of the public, because at the end of the day, I've got the rapport, and you always, I suppose, look after your own in your type of business and arena.